Hey, Grant Hostka here. In this video, we're going to be talking about what settings we can enable to get better live feed at night with DJI Enterprise visual cameras. So if you ever heard concepts like night scene or IR cut or IR spotlight, hopefully we're able to cover those questions here in the video today. The first important setting to be aware of is called the IR cut filter. So this feature works by actually disengaging the IR cut filter. It's in the camera to help it achieve realistic colors in white light, but by disengaging the filter, we are able to allow additional light forms to reach our imaging sensor. This feature is supported by the M30 series and the H20 and the H30 series, and it is specifically the visual zoom camera. So that zoom camera starts at 5 times for the M30T, while the H20 and H30, that zoom camera starts at 2 times. So you can see a quick example video here that will play. And you can see right now the IR cut filter is disengaged. And we can see that because the camera feed is black and white, and we're also having better video quality here. But you will see shortly here in the video, we will go into our settings and re-engage that IR cut filter here. And we can see when that IR cut filter is back, that IR light is blocked out, and we're going to have full color again, but we're not going to have as many details. Another common question that comes up, and it is actually related to the IR cut filter, is being able to identify team members or vehicles. One can purchase IR beacons, those are commercially available, and can be attached to team members' helmets or something like a vehicle. And it's important to note as we watch this video, on the right side there is an IR beacon on the truck right here, that IR beacons aren't going to show up on the thermal camera view, or also referred to as a IR camera. It's only going to show up when we're in the zoom camera and we have that IR cut filter disengaged. So you can see we'll look around with the thermal camera, can't see anything here. But when we switch to the M30T zoom camera with the IR cut disabled, we're able to see that IR beacon. See it flash on the truck. When we zoom out to the wide camera with that M30T, we can no longer see it. For the M30T and the H20T, go into the settings above the camera button on the right side, and then you have up to 3 options there. Auto, I think that's a good default setting, and then on is going to let you disengage that IR cut filter so you can utilize the feature. You'd be able to see IR cut beacons, and it's going to be black and white as well. For the H30T, there's a few additional settings to be aware of. So first off, when we go into the H30T, you have an additional option here on the top right of the camera feed, a moon there for your night scene options. But for the H30T, if we just enable the night scene mode, what that's doing is actually slowing down the frame rate, providing a longer exposure time and higher sensitivity settings to give us overall stronger noise reduction performance. However, with that reduced frame rate, the smoothness of the live feed is going to be correspondingly decreased. So you can see here, night scene mode is available for both the zoom and the wide angle camera. You can see the difference here in those pictures. And then you can also see, as you go below the setting here, that you can adjust our night scene level by adjusting the frame rate between 25, 15, and 5 frames per second. And you can see right now that the IR cut filter setting is off and our IR cut filter is engaged. So we're just using visible light right now. Here is an example on the right side of those settings in action, and we'll show a video here as well. So we can see full color night vision here, and you're able to control what the level of the frame rate there is. So here's the wide camera of the H30 series. Simply enable the night scene mode. And then going to the zoom camera, once again enabling that night scene mode. And with the zoom camera, we can control frame rates there. The next setting, and this is now only for the zoom camera, is going to be that IR cut filter. So what we had just talked about earlier, we can turn the setting on and disable the IR cut filter. That is going to give us that black and white view. And then moving down to our last option here is going to be near infrared illumination. So that controls the built-in near infrared spotlight, turning it on or off. And you can see in the example here in the top right, when we have that IR spotlight on, that light's going to reflect off the target and back to the image sensor. And obviously in this case, we have the IR filter disengaged as well to let that light through. The illumination range is going to be about an 8-meter diameter circle at 100 meters away. Here's a quick video here in the bottom right, and you can see kind of the radius of that IR spotlight circle here and the ability to zoom in on some wildlife in this case. Here's a quick video cycling through the different night scene mode options. So you can see at first we have everything engaged, have that IR spotlight turned on, moving to the IR cut filter just being disengaged here, and then finally just utilizing night scene mode and slowing down the frame rate. So we can see it's pretty slow right now at 5 frames per second. So we do have a bit of a reduction in the smoothness of the video. We can increase that, but once again, it's not going to be as clear maybe when it comes to the brightness. So working our way back down, turning IR cut filter on to disengage the IR cut filter, and then turning on the IR spotlight here. You may have seen a square in some of the videos here when we disengaged that IR cut filter by turning the setting on. And that is actually visualizing the laser spot of the laser rangefinder. Within the settings under laser module, you can turn that into on-demand mode. So if you don't have the laser rangefinder turned on to view that live data, the laser rangefinder will not be in use. But by default, it is on enhanced mode because it does help out with other features like helping the camera focus. Finally, it's also important to note that your photo and recording resolution can be reduced when the night scene mode is on. And circling back to the H20N here, overall similar settings to the H30T with a little less controllability and detail, but you still do have the ability first with mode to enable full color night vision. Then you can slow down the frame rate with enhanced noise reduction, as well as a few other camera settings automatically enabled there. And then finally, the IR cut filter allows you to disable the IR cut filter and gives you that black and white video feed with additional detail depending on the scenario. If we put the 4 systems together we talked about here, night scene does do slightly different things depending on the system in use. For the M30T and the H20T, that's going to be removing the IR cut filter. For the H20N and H30T, that's going to enable our full color night vision. For the enhanced noise reduction and the night scene level, very similar between H20N and H30T, so have some additional settings and details with the H30T. The IR cut filter setting for those 2 payloads will simply remove the IR cut filter. And then finally, near infrared illumination is going to turn on the IR spotlight for the H30T. So thanks for tuning into the video here. Hopefully information was helpful. Thank you.